who are passionate on the sexual incompatibilities between couple, the challenges and the opportunities. Okay. So our esteemed speaker, who is very expert in his field, will generally share his knowledge and practical experience with us. So now let us begin introducing our speaker for today. Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay. Oh,
So have you made Natalie to be a co-host, Maisie? She need to be a co-host to share the screen.
Natalie and also you, right? Done.
Done.
okay. So let me introduce our expert, Dr. Edward. He's a PhD psychology, Master Science for Learning, Master Nutritional Medicine, Bachelor Science of Horns in Psychology, Board of Certified Couple Therapies, Board of Certified Sex Therapies, Fellow of the Malaysian Association for the Psychotherapy, both are member of the International Society for Psychotherapy, Counseling and Psychiatry, Fellow of the World Council for Psychotherapy, invited speaker by LPPKN, Ministry of Women and Social Unity, Family Health Forum, invited speaker for the 9th World Congress for the Psychotherapy, keynote speaker for the International Psychotherapy, Counseling and Psychiatry Conference, invited speaker on couple schema chemistry for the 37th European Psychiatry Conference, author of The Love is Never Enough, author of the upcoming books, the name with Happiness Therapy, author of the upcoming books, the name of the book, Love May Not Be Enough, What You Can Do About It, co-author of Handbook of the Current Research and Practice on Cognitive Behavior Therapy CBT in Asia, published in the Journal of Reattached Therapy and Developmental Diversity. Okay, published in the Journal Cognitive Theory and Research, published in the International Journal of the Psychiatry, accredited reattached therapies, accredited among clinic therapists. Okay, so this is our expert, Dr. Chan. Okay. Hello, doctor, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Natalie. Thank you for the kind introduction.
Okay, so let us begin the webinar with the first questions. Okay, so in current generation, what are some of the most common sexual incompatibilities the couple face these generations?
Well, yes, that's a good question. So certainly in our practice, I practice as a sex therapist and then couple therapist for over 20 years in Malaysia and elsewhere. And the issues range from one partner wanting more sex and one partner wanting less. The quantity of sex is of course is one of the issue. And then the type of sex would also be another issue. So here in this webinar, we will be a bit frank to talk in detail what type of sex do we mean, right? We are focusing mainly on heterosexual couple, but of course this applies also to the, although it's not quite legal in Malaysia, gay couples as well. But we would, due to legal reasons, talk mainly on heterosexual couple in since we are in Malaysia, but it applies to other couple as well. So the quantity of sex and the type of sex are different. With different couples, we find in a lot of situations, and that can pose problem in their relationship, right? So that would be one of the main issue that we face. Yes. When you agree, Michael, with your wife, you have some incompatibility there, different needs.
I
I think it's
think at some point it's probably true of all couples, right? At some point.
yes, exactly. So this is so the issue is what how do we navigate on this incompatibility. So the first point is incompatibility is common, right? We find it quite common in most couples, but that can sometimes pose a big problem in relationship and even destroy marriages and relationship. You know, it leads to affairs happening, right? Or it can be an opportunity, which is what we want to talk about in this webinar today, to you know, to help couple become closer. So that is also possible, right? So and bring me the cards as well, the cells in the box card especially, right? So yes, that is the topic for today. You know, you set it up nicely, Dr. Natalie.
So about the sexual incompatibility that couple face, there is a lot of in the level. So how can the sexual incompatibilities impact
Right.
in a relationship?
Well, that's a good question. The way it impact is if you don't create a space to talk about this incompatibility, then the different party would feel different emotions. Like for example, say the party that wants more, then they might feel I'm too greedy, you know, I'm too demanding, then that they might feel judged like that, right? And they also get rejected. The other party don't want to give as much, right? Whereas the party that wanted less, or different thing that they might feel, I know I'm not able to meet the needs of my partner, you know, something wrong with me, I'm useless, I'm worthless, right? So you get all these different negative feelings that creep up with each party, and then you might have then also feelings about the other party, you know, then the party that wants more, you might think that, you know, the other party is not as giving, not as understanding on their needs, right? And the party that want less might think that the party that want more is like too demanding. They are not like understanding of them. So there's all these different negative feelings about oneself and about their partner if these are not handled properly due to these differences, right? So that is the problem on how it impacts. So sex is not just sex, right? Sex would affect our relationship in a very big way. So if the but when we get the sexual relationship right, then you can be a great way to express love. On the other hand, if this is not done properly, then partners will soon feel very inadequate about themselves and in each other. So that would be the negative impact, Dr. Natalie. All right. Yes, and you guys do chip in and feel if there are like other points that on this question to please give your reflection as well. But I would think, you know, some of these would be the issues that can arise from sexual incompatibility if they are not handled well, right?
Well, I
So
have one question.
go ahead, Michael. Yes.
So my question is that you're treating someone who has this problem. Where do you begin?
Right. Where do you begin? So we begin by trying to um, instill a sense of curiosity, right? So this is important, a sense of curiosity about the differences, right? Where this coming from, and of course the differences can come from multiple sources, right? From upbringing to personality differences to cultural, religious. Yeah, there are many factors that can give rise to these differences. So of course during the honeymoon phase, when you fall in love and all this overlook, but then the crack soon get to show when you're settled into your relationship. So we need to start, so as therapists, and we have a sex therapy course, in IPC that we offer to train therapy. So as sex therapists, we need to then facilitate this sense of curiosity with parties, about the differences, right? So then we can create a space to then talk about these differences between couples.
Do you need the other mate to be involved also?
That would be best, of course, right? So we need to create a safe space, right? That both party can then talk about the differences. So very often these are not there's no safe space for couple to talk about the differences. Then all the frustrations get built up, resentment get built up, right? So that is the first thing we need to do to facilitate a safe space for parties, to talk about these differences, to give a sense of curiosity, right? So what is this? How did these differences come about? And what we can do about it. So both can then contribute and reflect on that. That would be a good place to start, I would think.
And
right?
are you recommending psychotherapy, or are you recommending sex therapy, or what are you recommending?
Well, sex therapy is a form of psychotherapy, and of course, within sex therapy itself, that there are many different modality, right? As in common with psychotherapy, right? And we can go into some of these modality as we proceed, right?
So you want to have the consultation first, and then after the consultation, then you will choose what modality or what therapy they are probably best suited for.
Yes, I mean the first place would be to start with creating that safe space, right? Between parties to talk about the differences, right? And I mean one of the modality, as you do know, Michael, is the voice dialogue, for example, right? So we have this book by Houston, Embracing Each Other, by Houston and Citra Stone, his partner, and also embracing ourselves, right? So these are the one the hallmark type of therapy we use. And how this modality work is to think of each person, each partner, as a collection of selves, right? So when they get together, it is not two persons getting together, but two community of selves getting together. All right. So then we will understand part of the compatibility would be around that. All right. So we have this nicely this deck of cards created by the daughter of House Stone, Thomas Stone, before I trained with. For example, there is a card called the animal cell, right? It's here somewhere. You can show patient, the the chameleon, but there's one called the animal, right? So what is, or you want to say the teenager, right? So there is a cell called the teenager cell, right? So the teenager cell will be one that is like very impulsive, going, like you, if you remember back your teenage years, you make daring moves and then all that, and this cell is still with us. But maybe over the years, and maybe when doing courtship, we surface that cell, right? And that's why our partner fell in love with us. But then as we get married, we strip this under the carpet. We put him in the dungeon, and that is lost, right? So we have many of these cells like that. I mentioned that there's also like the that the animal cell, very like animalistic, that is also in us. So part of the incompatibility could be partners get locked into the primary cell, right? So one partner might be very like proper and do what they call the Madonna cell, right? You understand the Madonna cell, right? So the holy and thou cell, and so the other partner, maybe he will need a more animalistic, what they call that. There was a novel called The Split Between the Madonna and the Whore, right? So very often the like the men, for example, they have girlfriend who are the whore, right? Very passionate and do all the slutty thing, in sex, but then they want to marry the Madonna. They want to marry the whore, right? So that becomes a problem. But we want, both. We all want all these different cells in a person, but very often we get stuck with one. And the partner did his own, the other cells. So that becomes the problem. So as a therapist, training in voice dialogue, for example, we can facilitate and get the awareness of both partner, of all these the different cells that they can choose and use in a sexual relationship, right? Rather than just get locked into one of the cell which might not be suitable for the other partner, right? So that is an example of how the process of sex therapy can work in this situation, right? So for example, let's get into detail. So as the Madonna cell, say of the woman, right? She might be very prim and proper, right? And the husband might need to have more adventurous sexual acts, right? Like the oral sex and other form of sex and things, but then the wife might think this is dirty, not proper, not because she has this Madonna self, right? So then in this form of voice dialogue therapy, we will facilitate for her to then be able to choose that sometimes, not all the time. She can also choose her, for a better word, the animal self there, right? That she can also choose to surface on that. I'm not sure whether you guys see the Games of Thrones, for example. Do Michael, it's fantastic series, the Games of Thrones, right? So
Yeah,
the queen,
I've heard of it and I've seen many of the previews, but I've never actually watched it.
fantastic. It was a fantastic series. But one example was this queen. She was a princess, and she was given away to marry some animal warrior, right? So this is a hungry man, also into all sort of sexual acts, But she fell in love with him eventually, right? So that was an example. They're very different, but yet through to the build up of relationship, she was able to accept and in fact fall in love with him. So the point is that it is possible to then get in touch with some of the other cells that we have, and as therapists facilitate that so that the sexual relationship can be more flexible, right? Rather than lock in, she can only do the Madonna sex and the husband then, and then get very judged upon why he's so needy, and so that's a problem. Then they both see that in fact, we have this multiple possibilities there, and increase our flexibility of choice, in our sexual relationship, that would then enrich our couple relationship, right?
Mm.
So that would be the one way to go about it, Michael. It makes sense.
And what,
Right.
what about people who, for example, I used to date this young lady who had been a victim of rape, and she had
Yes.
been through a lot of trauma, not
Yes.
just that incident, but also prior to that, earlier in life, guys who really only want her for her body, who've abused her, and then I come along and we date, and her idea about having relations is very straightforward, just to have a child, but not really for pleasure or for enjoyment.
Right.
What do you do?
Yeah. So this is a common cause for trauma abuses on why some men and women get locked into some of these self, right? So someone who has a trauma, sexual abuse, then that they have what we call the vulnerability to harm self, right? It is also the maybe may see you can show the schema, right? So in psychology we have psychological program, we have this self. So this vulnerability to harm self would mean that that they are very cautious and mistrusting, right? Of interaction with others, so that they're very protective. And as a result, then they're in order to have sex, you need to be relaxed, right? So when you have this self of feeling very vulnerable and very guarded, then you cannot relax and hope to enjoy sex, right? So this is the vulnerability to harm schema or self, and maybe you can read out a little bit, may see what this is about. Yes.
So the vulnerability to harm schema is about an exaggerated fear of an imminent catastrophe that one cannot prevent. And fears may revolve around medical catastrophes, example, heart attacks or cancer, many emotional catastrophes, for example, losing it or going crazy, and also external catastrophes, like being mugged, earthquakes, or a bridge collapse. That's all.
Okay, so basically that there is this anticipation of bad things happen, right? We're very mistrusting due to that traumatic experience, and which is why this person will be very guarded and making it difficult to to enjoy sex. if the person operates primarily as this self. So what the therapist can do is to bring to awareness that in fact she has other selves, right? So this is a valuable self to guard her and protect her, but this cannot be in control when you're having sex with your husband, right? And and so she's like using both in this example you mentioned, Michael, both this and also the what you call the the passing the making baby cell, baby factory cell. If you like, that the sex is just for producing babies, right? So in the old days, we have those situations as well. Women are just there to make babies, right? So then we need to lead to help to facilitate the awareness of the romantic self, the flirt self, all these other selves in this party in order to facilitate more compatible and enjoyable sexual relationship, right? So that can be done, but some facilitation need to happen. We need to assure the validity of this vulnerability to harm self, but do not get the person, woman or man to be locked in, with that self, so that there's actually some choice, right, for them to use the other self as well. So this will be through the facilitation, the development of the awareness, what we call the aware ego of each person, to use the appropriate self to engage in sex at that moment, right? Or the way that the foreplay as well, so all these need to be engaged, right? So
Do you think
that's
it,
yes.
do you
Go
think
on.
it, oh, sorry. Do you think it's necessary to speak with the person who has been abused first before using the voice dialogue on the dates, or you believe that you should do this together?
Yeah, I think is if the partner does have a knowledge about the abuse already, right? Then it's good to do it together, right? So that's um the depending on the situation, the partner might not understand, why the abuse lead to this type of impact for the other person that are very very rigid. So you can do the facilitation, and the partner can then observe that in fact did this multiple self as well, for the partner, say the wife, right? So we do this facilitation, and the husband can see, that there's this mistrusting self, but then we can also show that there are the passionate self there as well, all right, the nurturing self. So all these can be introduced to the wife as well as to the husband, right? So take a reverse situation. I once had in fact a Muslim couple, right? Coming to me, and then the wife just found out that the husband has been using pornography, right? So the wife was of course shocked, right? First of all, and find it very unacceptable. But then this has been a practice the husband has been doing for in fact many years since he was a teenager, but he has been hiding this from from the wife, before and during marriage, and then it was discovered. Then what I do was um, talk to the different cells of the husband, right? So that there is this animalistic cell, I know that enjoy pornography, lustful cell, right? Is there? But this is only one of his cells, right? So I introduced this cell to himself, which of course he know, but to also to the wife, right? With this animal self of your husband is there. But then he also have this respectful, responsible father self there, right? So that so all these different cells then get accepted, right, by the both the husband as well as the wife. That you can see that no, it's not like he's a porn addict, but there's only one part of him, and in fact, eventually they're able to use pornography as a sexual activity together, right? She's able to surface this part of herself as well to then and enjoy porn and incorporate it into their sexual relationship, right? So all this is possible, right? With safe space to discover all these different selves of each other, and then embracing them and incorporating them, which is why the book embracing each other, right? So we need to understand that we marry more than one person, in fact, a whole community of cells, right? So that is the idea behind this approach, which is one of many approach, right, of both psychotherapy and sex therapy.
And what role does culture have to play in this? And I've asked this question because, for example, where I'm from, there's a lot of Christians, and with the Christian community, particularly the Catholic community, sex is something that is very is looked up to because they want to have a lot of babies. They don't mind the 8, 9, 10 babies. But now in this culture, uh, not so many people are so keen on having children, and they don't look at things like, for example, you were talking about oral sex, anal sex, things like this. They don't look at these as religiously correct. They see them as doing something immoral. Even what you're discussing there about porn, where the husband is maybe okay with it and the wife is not. How do you help to bridge that gap with the one mate feels from a religious perspective or even from a cultural perspective that doing such things is wrong in the eyes of God, and the other mate feels like it's not a problem? Then how do you help them with this?
Right. So the same thing, we need to deconstruct, right, the person into this multiple self, so he will have a religious pious self, just like the Catholic priest that abuse children, right? That is quite common. Why that happen is because that they disown their sexual self, right? They get locked into this pious, holy, religious self that they have. And when you disown part of the self, it comes to haunt you, it becomes a monster, right? So that's the same thing with this couple that get married. One might be very religious. That is his primary self. So through facilitation, he will get to understand that in fact he has uh, other selves. One that can enjoy sex. One that can be freer in doing sexual acts, and then he has the choice, right? So the when to become religious, and when to to express himself in other ways, right? So that can all be facilitated. Of course, in a situation that supports each other, right? So yes, so that would be the way, like in for the Muslim community, for example, masturbation is a sin, right?
Right. Right.
Um, so so that is something that when you perform in a relationship, then it's not a sin, right? But when you do it on your own, then it's a sin. But even that, there are ways to like neutralize the sin, right? You need to bath in some holy water and make some chants, and then that will the sin can be neutralized, right? So you need to look at the situation, and when it is become culturally and religiously acceptable, right? For some of these sexual activity to be performed.
So where are you drawing the line? Because for example, let's just go back to that example of the masturbation, what you were saying, where a husband may say that he masturbates, and the wife just says, looks at it as something as disgusting, also as immoral in the eyes of God. So are you, as a therapist, when you come in, are you trying to help her to accept it, or are you trying to get him to stop it? Or where are you drawing the line?
Well, our goal is to help the couple to in terms of sex therapy to have a more choices, and healthy expression of their sexual needs and expression with each other, right? So that would be the objective. So in terms of say masturbation, so if like in for the Muslim, for example, like I mentioned, it is a sin when you do it on your own, right? But that is the definition of masturbation. But if you do it within a relationship, right? So like you help each other to masturbate, or you masturbate in front of your partner, then it is within a relationship, then it might no longer be a sin, for example. Then it can be enjoyed and accepted, within a healthy sexual relationship, right? So so in terms of the for the wife that at first have a lot of judgment about it, she was locked into one of herself. So we can like slowly introduce other cells of hers that can be more accepting and more expressive in other ways of sexuality, right? And even be able to masturbate. So in fact, that is one of the big problem in Malaysia and Asia about sex, that men, as little boys, we masturbate, no issues on that. It is very acceptable. But when we as parents see a girl masturbating, on the other hand, that becomes a big problem, and as a result, there's an inequality in the practice of masturbation in the gender, right? So and what is the impact of that? The impact of that is that there's very little discovery of sexuality for females. That there's less opportunity given that inequality, right? Whereas men, we know what is sex, what is love. Um, but for women, when they feel sexual, they thought, this is love, because there's this little opportunity to explore their sexual self due to this limitation of the practice of masturbation, right? So in fact, one of the opportunity might then to introduce, this self of them that can enjoy masturbation, so they can claim back their sexuality, right? To take ownership, to take responsibility, and depending on the culture and religion, it might need to be done, in the presence of the husband, or not, right? It's but I don't think is confined to the matter of religion. I work with a lot of like Chinese women sending, right? They don't practice masturbation. As Buddhists, as Taoists, they still have the same limitation, right? I don't think it's just limited to Muslim or Christian. This inequality of I think it's more like a cultural phenomena, right? Yeah, which is less so in the West, right? So yes.
Oh, well, thank you for that. That's an interesting explanation.
Yeah. So as a result of the different culture, the different religious background, different awareness of selves would be resulted, right? Particularly linked to sexuality, and this can then impact the couple, right? And in a lot of cases, in resulting in differences in compatibility that can then negatively impact the relationship, right? And that can be a lot of secrecy, right? Um, Discomfort about revealing other aspects of ourselves, other self, right? So we need as therapists to shed light on this, and then help couple to learn about themselves and each other more, right? So this incompatibilities then can may be given with more awareness and choices, then that can indeed be reduced in a way. All right. So that would be the overall goals and strategies, the opportunities.
So in the end result would be what? What are you looking for in terms of the husband and the wife? In their
Right.
look in their relationship with sex overall. What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, that they are able to have that choice to relate to each other, right? In a way that both of them feel that they have this healthy choice to relate. Say for example, the husband uh, feel the need to have more sex, or sex in a different place, right? Um, and the wife is very aversive about that. Then they both can talk, and then that they can be in touch, right? That the wife can maybe in some situation in touch in one of the more adventurous self, right? The teenage self in her, to then connect with the husband, who are like operating primarily with that self, for example, right? To meet that, and in some other situation, the husband then can connect with his like the more the like culturally the stereotypical self, right? To then the like the partner self to have sex only in a confined bedroom. So both needs of very different selves can be met, right? At different times. Not we don't just get locked in with one primary self needs. say the wife, need to be the mother, and then the husband's teenage self get not met at all, right? So the objective would be to be aware of the needs of these many cells, and have more of their needs met, right? At different time, right? Not all the time, but at different time, some of the time. So that is the
So that
objective.
there's this understanding between the two of them. This person may not always get what they want. They may not always get what they want in terms of the frequency, the times, and the types. But there's an understanding between the two of them that they can coexist and be happy with their sex life.
Indeed, and that there can be the discussion to facilitate some situation. We go and check into a hotel, to then connect with our teenage selves, right?
Uh,
And do that from time to time, right? And so yes, or maybe we go and have sex by the beach, and at some time to be adventurous self, right? So both can connect to those cells that they have. So that they both have cells that are able to connect. It's a matter of surfacing them, right? At that. So a lot of the incompatibility then happen because of the incompatible cells that are surfaced by each partner, right? That feel they are incompatible, but that is only that they are surfacing or locking in their primary cells at that time with some of these incompatible cells.
This reminds me of a wonderful book that I read. It's called Eliminating the Culture of Competition. They actually use it in business, but in business, when two people sit down at the table, this person has their idea and this person has their idea. And so the two ideas are presented. They may not exactly be the same, but the goal is the same. But at the end, there has to be I would say many years ago, the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there is this understanding that it has to be a compromise. Like I compromise or you compromise or whatever, but we compromise in order to get what we want. But this book mentioned something very interesting. It said that the idea of compromise in business is not the overall goal. And the reason why is because if you have the concept of compromise, it means that one person won and the other person lost. So it's not compromise. Rather than look at it as winning and losing, we should look at it as if two people decided to come together and on their own volition, the two made a choice. So that it's no longer this person's choice or this person's choice, but our choice that we made together. So what you're saying sounds a bit like that. And I really like that because it makes you feel like there is no real winner. Because I think in patriarchal society, like this one probably is, man would be the winner. If the man says that he wants sex 4 times a week, and the woman feels that once a week is good enough, then the man goes to the psychiatrist and say, "Look, I want sex 4 times a week. My wife is wrong. She only wants it once."
Well, so, yes, it can be either way, right? I have a couple which is the other way around, right? That the wives want more sex, and then the husband, is very stressed out and hardly want any sex. And in fact, I have many couples where they have no sex, right? Once every few months, or even the whole year they don't have it. So this has become a huge problem, right? So it's a matter then of I agree. Compromise is not the way to go, right? So in this way of understanding yourself and selecting the cells, you are honoring the different cells in you, right? and you are able then to relate, with the different cells to have different sexual needs met, right? Without needing to like suppress. So compromise is about giving up, suppressing, um, part of you. But here you are getting in touch with those cells of yours, and keeping each other alive and connected, right? So yeah, so it's not so much as compromise as awareness of your different cells and relating on those with those cells at appropriate situation, right? Yes, right. So
Thank you for
the no worries. Any more questions, Dr. Natalie?
Yes, a lot. But because with our Mr. Michael here, then our expert Dr. Edward here, so the explanation is very clear and very wide. It's very good for us to lead us how to say at least there is a knowledge in our life in sexuality life.
Right, right. Very good, very good. Yes. So what we have elaborated makes sense to you so far.
At least I get some idea of the um a small conclusion from I after the expert doctor sharing with the Michael asking all the questions. So based on all this info, I look up one there's two keynote. Okay, one keynote is called lock, one keynote is called key. Okay,
Mm,
so the key is the therapy is using to unlock the incompatibility, the sexual issue. So
uh-huh.
the our expert Dr. Edward here is to build up to apply the key to open all the unlock of the issue for the sexual incompatibility for today's topic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so it's
Right.
very important to look out the key to unlock all this kind of issue.
Mm. Yes, yes. So one of the key would be to understand um where the incompatibility come from, to be curious and understand that we ourselves might be locked, you know, uh, into one of our primary self that are incompatible with our partner, right? But
Yes.
in fact, we do have more choices to bring to awareness to then unlock the other selves that we have, so that we can relate in a more compatible sexual manner with our partner and in other
Yes.
ways. Yes.
Uh, it doesn't matter like just now or you Michael asking or our expert Dr. Edward explained that there's a culture, religions, or the background. If you look for the root cause with the search of the right key, that is you can unlock all this kind of issue. If the right key like is
Yeah, with the build awareness,
yes.
yes, of that the different cells in us, that is true.
So anyway, may I know, the IPC have this kind of service for the couple counseling?
Yes, we do have the service of couple therapy, sex therapy, right? And one of the common issues for sex therapy is this incompatibility, right? Of the different needs, different amount of sex, different type of sex. Like we mentioned, we have a lot of couple with that, to the extent that they feel that their relationship is in jeopardy because of that. So we will provide that. We provide training in sex therapy as well for those aspiring people that I want to serve. I think that this is a need. I think IPC is one of the pioneer in offering sex therapy in Malaysia, right? And also provide training. I think we need more sex therapies. It is a very much a taboo subject, unfortunately, but it should be a topic that is very important in couple relationship, in family relationship, for a healthy nation. We need to address this need and provide this service and training to be sure, right? Yes.
So here our as doctor is considered like a distributor, is a main whole of all the key, like the therapies. So everything the key can find from the IPC.
Well, I'm sure there are many sources we can use, and IPC try its best, to identify what are the needs of people, and this is one area which is why in this series of webinar, we address some of the issues and needs, of our society, and see how we can assist in providing the key, like you mentioned, Dr. Natalie. Nice metaphor. There are many keys, of course, and we
Yes.
try to find some of the useful keys.
Um, must find the particular key to open all to unlock, so that in how to say it, so it's get the healthy lifestyle.
Right, and having a good sexual relationship is part of a healthy lifestyle, for sure, right? And we endeavor to help couples to find that, within a loving relationship, how to express themselves sexually, right?
Oh, the
Do you
time.
offer the therapy? You offer courses?
Yes, indeed. We have the therapy, the training,
Training?
sex therapy training. We have a board certified sex therapy board with a MAP as well, right? All the way. So it is, yeah, we have quite a number of students that have taken
Wow,
this
very
up.
good. Good,
Very much
very
needed.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. The time is on the dot, and not sooner is on the dot. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Still want to ask further clarification from our expert is here.
no, but I will send you a text. I have a couple more questions. I'll send you a message, WhatsApp you.
Sure. Please do. You can connect, reach out to us in IPC, email, phone, as well, right? You can,
Okay.
yeah, send us an email, and our team would reply with WhatsApp and as well, for sure.
Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. So this one is the IPC info. Okay. So Mr. Michael, if need some advice or want to further information, can uh, get from here lah. The info is here.
Okay.
So IPC International Psychology Center here. The address is in the KL, Wisma Leston, Jalan Desa. So the contact number is 27277434, or else can by email to info@psychology.com.my. So you can get our expert, Dr. Edward there.
Okay.
Not only today topic lah, the sexual incompatibility between the couples, a lot of topics. Then
Yes, we
you
have uploaded our video there as well on the website. Yes.
yes yes. Then the operation hour, there is a Saturday 9 to 2, Sunday is off. Monday is to Friday is 9 to 6. Even on that time can't reach, then maybe can by WhatsApp to our expert or can email to our expert also.
Okay, thank you.
So this is info. Then oh, the time is already over. So okay. So no more questions. So
No more
anything?
questions. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. Okay, so I would like to conclude today's topics. Then like to extend my appreciation to our speaker, Dr. Edward, whose patience, knowledge, and dedication have been the driving force behind the success of this event. Okay. Okay, I also extend my appreciation to each and every one of us, you for your unwavering enthusiasm, open mind, and active participation. It has been an honor and privilege to serve as your host throughout this webinar. And I hope that our path will cross again in the future. Thank you very much and farewell.
For sure. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.
Natalie, for the for hosting all the questions, and Michael and everyone for all your great questions. See you again soon. Have a nice
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your day. Thanks. Bye.